Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How you guys doing? I've missed you guys so much. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And if you're an old subscriber or if you've been here before, hi bestie. And from the title of this video, I'm sure you guys already know what time it is. I want to spill the tea. How did I get here? My whole relocation process, the journey, how I was able to apply to schools up until this point. So first things first, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. So without no further ado, let's get right into the video. So in the beginning, so one thing that I always knew was I always wanted to study abroad. I currently have a master's from Nigeria, but before I actually enrolled into that master's in Nigeria, I actually wanted to do my master's abroad. But God's time is the best. He said when the time is right, I'll make it right. So in September of 2024, I decided to come to the UK as a master's student. This decision was a joint decision with my partner. I'm a master's of business student management, and I currently go to the University of Central Africa in Preston, United Kingdom. UK actually allows you to come independent if you are either a PhD student or an MRS student, which is Masters by Research or Masters of Research. Depending on your school, it's still the same thing. MRS is MRS. So another thing that you need to note in this update is that even if some schools actually do offer this Masters of Research, not all of them actually allows you to come independent. So you guys need to be careful. You need to be very meticulous when it comes to information during this process. When I made that decision with my partner, we had to make a decision again, like, do we want to do this by ourselves? Do we want to get an agent? And this is kind of like a new update, so it can be tricky. We're not really sure. If we're just a normal master, we probably just do it by ourselves. So we have to get an agent. So we just went on Instagram, looked through one or two agencies and just settled for one. We got the process started. This was in the first week of September, and we applied to schools. So in case you see me looking down, I have my laptop here and I have my notepad here because I need to be very correct on the tea that I'm giving out. First week of September, we actually started to apply to schools. I applied to a couple schools, but the university that I currently go to gave me admission in the first week of November. I would actually read out the list of documents that I submitted to my school during this application. So the first years, my undergraduate university transcript, my undergraduate university certificates, my WIEC certificates, a copy of my international passport, my personal statement. What is a personal statement? It's just like a brief. What's your name? Where are you from? What's your background? If you're changing courses like me, I kind of change. I have a degree in psychology, so why am I moving to management? You have to explain that there. Why did you pick this school? Why the UK? It's a brief, short form. And then I had to submit 2 references. It could be work, it could be school. In my case, I did 1 school and 1 work reference. Then I had to submit my research proposal. So it took about 2 weeks for me to write this research proposal. It is a 3,000 word research proposal that I have submitted to the school. So this is a document that I submitted to my school, and in about 2 weeks I got a conditional admission. And by conditional, they actually required that I paid my deposit. So in the case of deposits, I would say it varies from school to school. So that is why when you are looking for a school, you have to do your research. So you have to consider the location, you have to consider the tuition, because different schools, different tuitions, as usual. So some schools are public, some schools are private. Some schools allow you to spread your payment. They have payment plans that are more flexible than each other. So another thing that I would say you should look out for is the course. I currently do a management course, and in my school I don't think they have a lot of MS courses. Like, they don't have a wide range. When I mean wide range, I mean like maybe like in sciences. I don't know. You need to do your research, but I was willing to go for management anyway, so that worked out for me. I got my unconditional offer that asked me to pay my deposit. So my school fees is actually 16,900, and my school gives a scholarship, which in reality in the UK, scholarship is literally just discounts, and it varies from school to school, from course to course. So in my school, they only give, for international students, they give us a discount of 1,000. So instead of £69,000, I'm currently paying £59,000. So we are required to pay a deposit of £5,000 for them to be able to issue us our CAS. What is CAS? Confirmation of Acceptance of Studies. So this CAS is your gateway to actually apply for a visa. So when they sent me this unconditional offer, they asked me to pay my deposit. But this is the most important part of this video, because I think I need to say this part. Your agents can either make or break you. That's just facts. My agents almost broke my application, and I don't really know, even for God, I don't know what I would have done. So after the school had asked me to pay my deposit, and they've given me a conditional offer, my agents just told us that we should try to apply for other schools, which it's okay by me. I mean, it was just trying to kind of look for cheaper options, which is okay. But what was not okay was him not telling us that we had limited time frame. At the time we were applying and we were trying to get admission from some other schools, time was running out, and my visa was at risk. Anyways, back to the story. During this period, I was trying to get other schools, but this led to that, and I just had to settle for my current school. So which means I had to go back to actually pay the deposit of this school, which is £5,000. And I paid it. I paid the £5,000. So I think I made this payment December 6th. So my unconditional offer was November 2nd, and I made this payment December 6th. And the deadline for payment was actually December 9th. And this payment was made through Flywire, which meant that it would take about 3 to 5 business days for my school to get it. But God just works wonders, and my school was able to get it just before the 9th. So immediately they saw the money, I applied for my CAS. You need to get your CAS. There are 3 major things that the school asks you: your deposits, your tuberculosis test, and your proof of fund. What is your proof of fund? A proof of fund is basically just the money that you would present to them, both the school and the visa immigration office, that you have to sustain yourself during your stay in the UK. And as at the time that I applied for my visa, for students, the living expense was £1023. So for you to calculate this proof of fund, it will be your living expense for 9 months plus the rest of your school fees. For example, that my school fees is 59. I already paid 5,000 deposit, so the remaining will be 10,900. So I'm supposed to put my 10,900 plus my living expense for 9 months into an account and show it to the school, so that they will be sure that you're actually coming to study, and during your study you would know, be in any financial fix or whatever. So those are documents that were required for me to actually get my CAS. So prior to this time, I actually already went with my partner to St. Nicholas Hospital at Ikoyi to get our tuberculosis test done. So that wasn't a problem. And this proof of fund has to be in your account for at least 28 days. It has to be a mature proof of fund. 28 days. It doesn't have to be working days. 28 days. That's it. So at that time, my proof of fund was already in my account for more than 28 days. So I was good to go. I just submitted everything, and on the 10th of December, which was less than 5 days, my CAS came. You guys, like, my journey moved on. I was so happy. It was literally one of the best days of my life, to be honest. It was a journey. Moving on, my visa. My visa application. So after I got my CAS on the 10th of December, I was actually trying to gather documents together for my visa. So what documents did I submit for my visa? It was literally just everything that I submitted for school, but I had some additional documents, which would be my NYC certificate, and also a recommendation letter from my workplace. So this recommendation letter is supposed to cover the time that you've been working in this organization. So basically, my NYC and my recommendation was basically to cover for the gap that I have. I graduated from university in 2021. So what have I been doing since 2021 up until now? That I am requesting to go to UK for my visa, for my master's, I mean. So yeah, that was basically the supporting document. So since I'm going with my dependent, which is my partner, I had to submit my marriage certificate and some documents that carries both of our names, and I think we needed to submit pictures. We need proof. They need to actually know that you guys are married. Basically what I submitted for my visa application. So we submitted this visa application in December, 25th of December, on Christmas Day, and we booked our biometrics for 31st of December, which is the last working day of the year of 2024. For my visa, I paid the sum of $640. Then for my IHS, which is the insurance money I have to pay to the UK government, I paid a sum of $154. So this is actually dependent on how many years you study is. So if you are going to study for 2 years, you pay 2 years insurance fee. 3 years, you pay 3 years. And this fee is by age. Like, it doesn't cover your dependents. I paid mine, my partner paid this. So that was the 31st of December came. We went for our biometrics. So it was at this point that my school almost withdrew my CAS. They were this close to withdrawing my CAS because, I was waiting from the 20th of January. My school actually resumed. That's the initial date for resumption. First week, second week, third week, there was nothing. And UK schools don't play about time, or at least my old school, they don't play about time. So they were like, you need to wrap shit up, you need to withdraw your visa application, we are going to withdraw your CAS, and you're going to join the next intake. If you do not get to the UK by the 9th of February, and at this time they've not even given me a visa, like, how am I supposed to come to UK on the 9th when I've not got my visa? So me, my partner, my parents were already considering joining the application, because another story is, if you don't withdraw your application and they actually approve your visa, but your school doesn't give you permission to actually travel, you can't travel. You literally be deported from the border. Couple the fact that your IHS money you won't get a refund. But then if you just pull out your application, you'd actually get a refund. And I've never really actually heard about this cash withdrawal stuff, so it was new to me. I was checking TikTok, I was checking YouTube. Nobody was really talking about their experience. It was scary, but on the 4th of February 11, was it 11? No, sorry, 1207. God did it. God did it. He did it for me, he did it for my partner. We saw our visa at the same time. We got it at the same time. It was approved at the same time. And if there's one thing I'm going to just advise you guys about, it's just the importance of the information, you guys. Like, if we were doing that operation ourselves without seeking information and researching, I feel like at different point would have been misled by my agent, would have done things that would have ruined this entire process for me, my partner, and my future chances like that. Then there's one group chat that we were on, UK student visa help group on Telegram. I feel like that group was actually of very great help to us. Like, people go there, people air their problems. If you have opinions that can help the person, you say it. There are some experts there. I don't think they are agents per se, but there are some experts on that group that help you for free. It's actually for free. Just go and search on Telegram, UK student help group. This group is wonderful. Like, people share their testimonies on there. So you see some people, they've been waiting 2 months for their visa. 3 months for their visa. It's actually crazy out here, and it just seems like UK is kind of trying to reduce the amount of visa that are approving or something. The delay was crazy. The delay was actually crazy, you guys. So yeah, I'll just say, seek information, do your research. That's that. So we got our visa on the 4th, and I needed to be in the UK on the 9th. So best believe we were rushing. As you can probably see in my other vlog, in case you've not watched it, I'll put the link on here. I need you to go watch it now. So I got my hair done, I did my shopping, my friend came over, my partner's mom came over, my mom came over, everybody was on their toes, helping us get food stuff, provisions, everything. Then, and I was not buying anything. Like, all this time while I was waiting, I wasn't buying anything. I was very low on energy, on energy. And there was no morale, because like, why is this visa not coming? Initially there was morale, like first week, second week there was morale, but like third week, like, what's going on? I wasn't buying anything, so everyone was just like rush, including our accommodation. So we actually just booked our flight first for the 8th of February, so that including layover, I can get to the UK on the 9th of February. So the next was apartment. We were not able to search for an apartment immediately, obviously. So we booked an Airbnb. In case you're in our shoes, I think Airbnb is a nice option. So that was that about that. And then we traveled on that day. Immigration questions were pretty simple. They just asked me basically about me and my partner. They didn't ask me about school. They didn't ask me how I was lived or anything. They just asked me, "You are married? When was my wedding date?" She asked for pictures. After that question, she just stamped her passport and said, "Welcome to the UK," and that was it. So I would say my journey was pretty seamless. Aside from the weight was crazy. It was paralyzing. It was mentally draining. But that came true, as always. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. I hope that this video actually helps you. And in case you have any questions for me, check my Instagram. I think the link will be open by you. You can message me on Instagram, message me on TikTok. I'm going to respond to you. And just a little disclaimer, none of this is actually coming from a place of me being an expert. I'm not an immigration expert. This is just my experience. This was my journey. So anything I said on here is just my experience. And there's one pro tip that I was going to tell you. So please, if you are going to be applying for a visa anytime soon, later in the years, whenever, please make sure that you do a priority visa, because a priority visa allows the visa to come out in 5 working days, which is pretty fast. But if you do a standard visa, the visa comes out in 15 working days in quotes. Standard is not standard no more. It takes so much time now. So I would advise that you do a priority visa application. It might cost you a little more, but trust me, if you don't do priority, it will cost you more emotionally. In fact, it will cost you more spiritually, financially, physically, every day that you can think about. So yeah, if you got to this point, just leave every down. And please give this video a thumbs up. Share this video with your friend, leave a comment, and please subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.